Boom. Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you're feeling all right. Happy Tuesday afternoon. It is 4 o'clock on the East Coast. That means we are about an hour away from your workday being over. Me too. Me too. And then I'm going to the gym. Going to get my gym on. Going to get my cardio. I've been doing running, getting back into that. And I'm going to hit the bags. So it has been a couple days now. I am not really experiencing too many of the symptoms from my sciatica. Hopefully his shit's gone, man. I'll tell you what. I was talking to someone yesterday, and they said, "Oh, I wouldn't wish this on my enemy." And I said, "You know what? Most people say that, right? Like, I wouldn't wish this on my enemy." Well, I'll tell you what. You know what I would wish on my enemies? I don't have any, but if I had some, double sciatica. Double. It'd be basically impossible for them to walk, and that would make me laugh. And then I would hope that we could stop being enemies at some point, and we could just share in their chuckle of not being able to laugh, because golly, is it annoying. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great afternoon. We had a fantastic discussion this morning about meme coins and altcoins and what's the best investments to be making. And I know that that's probably a conversation that could go on for several days. And so maybe that will, who knows? Who knows what we're going to talk about in the breakfast? But what I want to talk about today is Bitcoin priming. I think we're priming for a breakout, man. I'll tell you what. We'll look at the chart in a little bit here, but I'll tell you what. It looks like we have the potential to really go down a little bit. And that's why I'm saying we're priming. We're priming is what I should say. Is that the obviously when you prime a pump, if you've ever had to prime a pump for water, you've got to go up and then down, up and then down. You do that a couple times, and then the water starts flowing out. And so I believe, looking at the chart when I was looking at it this afternoon, kind of thinking about where I want to get in for a trade, I mean, I could see the potential that we're going to go down just a little bit. And then that would be the catalyst, hopefully, to start moving up in the right direction. But it just kind of seems like that's the trajectory we're going in. We'll higher lows. Well, that's what we need. We need higher highs and higher lows. Did I say that backwards? Man, now I'm confused. Y'all know what I'm saying, though. Y'all know what I'm saying. But I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and smash the like. If you're watching on X, go ahead and hit the heart, as we like to say. You could just, hit the heart. That's just the easiest way to do it. All right, let's get into a couple of things we're going to be looking at today. Some breaking news. Breaking news. Let's pull this up here. Oh, that's not what we're looking for. We are looking for this one right here. The breaking news is the SEC amends the Binance lawsuit and no longer considers Solana a security. The U.S. SEC decided to amend its complaint in Binance lawsuit and no longer needs the court ruling to approve crypto such as Solana as securities, which this is interesting how this is starting to change. The narrative is starting to change. I mean, it was Ethereum not too long ago, and now we got Solana. And no, people are talking about the Solana ETF coming out, potentially in the works of, I think the argument was they've just got to make sure that there's enough liquidity, which I think once there's the, once we get our numbers up a little bit, you just come on, guys, let's have a little conference, sit around the conference table. We got to get our numbers up, boys. So let's get that activity up. That's what needs to happen. And then once the activity gets ramped up, then they'll say, all right, I see what we got going on here. Let's roll it. I wonder if it would be, I mean, I think, in my opinion, if we do see a Solana ETF, it's definitely not happening until 2025. I would say maybe the second half of the year. That's what we'll say for now. That's what we say for now. But let's see. Let's read these highlights here. We love the TLDRs. Come on, you guys know that. You know that. The U.S. SEC has decided to amend its complaint in the Binance lawsuit regarding the third-party crypto as a securities. Like we said, there's no need for the court to issue a ruling to prove the allegations on such cryptos as Solana at this time. And this move comes in after the court's recent order that BNB is not a security. So as you guys are seeing, as we talk about that, I believe it was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Today's July 30th. Wasn't CZ supposed to get out of jail yesterday? CZ Binance jail. I thought yesterday was like his release date. So it was 4 months. Was that right? Man, I could have swore that it was August 30th. I was a month early. Okay, here it is. I was 1 month early, August 30th. So next month, at the end of next month. That's what the bull run's waiting for. Guys, I said that a long time ago. Waiting for CZ to get out of jail, and then we will rip. So we got 30 days. You literally have 30 days to stack your fucking crypto. So we'll have to look at that when we get into the we'll get through the news first, and then we'll look into some numbers, and we got to look at some coins that we got to be getting into right now. We got to start looking at that. So if you'd like, for me, like, I got my Ondo bag packed. Like, I got plenty of it. I got an excess of it. I'm good to go. I'm ready to start stacking some other stuff, as you guys know. So that's what I'm looking at these days, is what else should I be getting into? So we're going to make sure at that point you guys are dropping some of the coins that you like. We can look at those things. And then, we'll discover maybe what's on sale right now. I know Bitcoin, if I'm looking at it, I think is down today, if I'm not mistaken. Down like 2.5% today. So that means there'll be some things on sale. And so I think we should take a look at that. And we'll get into that in just a little bit here. But moving back over here to this, which article are we on right now? The CZ. Okay, so that's next month. Here we go. That's when it's all going to happen. So I think back to Solana not being a security, I think that paves the paves the way for a lot of activity to happen on the blockchain there, in the institutional side, obviously. So the Gotti. So you know what the problem was? That's a good question. I did notify the winner. It was Mel B. She did receive it. She did acknowledge that she received it. I will ask her if she wants to be public, just because today got messed up. What it was, just so you guys know, I had my VPN on my iMac here. And so that was interesting that the VPN would keep Twitter Picker from working, but that was it. Probably like, why is this guy trying to pick a winning tweet in this weird country? That's what happened. So we will make sure that we have that squared away for tomorrow. So don't you guys worry. Making sure we are. You guys understand, every morning for the next couple weeks, we're going to do it on the morning show just for now. Maybe we can add it to the afternoon show at some point. But for right now, just only in the morning show at 9 a.m. Eastern, we got Web3 Breakfast. We're giving $100 of Gotti away every morning for the next couple weeks. So make sure you tune in. You can watch it on X. You can watch it on YouTube. We can listen in on the space. I will post something on Twitter before the show, right? Something about the giveaway, and then we will pick it at the end of the show. So you'll have, whatever, at least an hour and a half. We'll get that tweet out before we pick it to get involved in that. It's just, it's Twitter Picker, so all you have to do is retweet it. But we asked retweet, tag some friends. And then, it'd be great if you were in the space. So, even if you're watching on the YouTube, you can chat on the live chat there, or you could come into the space. That way, if you want, you can come in and chat with us. Either way, you don't have to be present to win. It's always cool if you are, but you don't have to be. So there you go. Morning show, $100 every morning. Let's go. See you at 9 a.m., baby. All right, let's move on over here to an article that I looked at just a little bit ago, because I was still trying to figure out. So, yesterday we were like, well, why did all that Bitcoin move? What happened there? And so here's the article. Bitcoin tumbles below 67K as the U.S. government moves 2 billion of the Silk Road tokens. And so there is Arkham Intelligence. They've got some information here, but some people speculate this is what caused the Bitcoin to drop in price yesterday into today, continuing into today. $670 million of the assets was forwarded to an address that could belong to an institutional custody or service, is what was put on the Arkham tweet here. So let's look at that. I've got that pulled up here, guys, so we can, boom, there you go. The U.S. government has split the $2 billion in Bitcoin into two addresses. 10,000 Bitcoin is at that address. 19,800 is at that address. And we believe this represents a 10,000 Bitcoin deposit to an institutional custody service. Now, if you guys remember, I think it was, we talked about it this morning, like a month ago, right? I think this is the U.S. Secret Service is the one who's in charge of handling all of the assets like that are, seized assets, right? And so they were in charge of keeping the Bitcoin. But there was the partnership that they announced with Coinbase, that Coinbase would be the one holding the large cap cryptocurrencies on behalf of the government moving forward, right? That was the partnership that was announced. So very interesting to see. Like, I know that everybody likes to panic immediately every time there's a large transfer of crypto. People freak the fuck out. And that is just, what's known about our industry. And maybe that was all part of this, right? Like, hey, let's move a lot of this, but don't say anything about it. And that will cause the price to freak out because people get scared and people will sell. But we don't have to say anything about it yet. Now it'll come out in a couple of days. Like, yep, that was just us putting it into Coinbase, like we said we were going to. You heard Trump talk, so we took that action and we decided to put it into the reserve. Who knows if it's true? Who knows if that's actually the case? But it doesn't have to be all bad news. It could potentially be good news. The U.S. government just moved the $2 billion of Bitcoin to the new address. That's funny. Any other popular take? U.S. government splits Bitcoin into accounts, sells all, sends profits to UK and Riz. Now, here's the thing: is that it was interesting, very interesting that at that time, yesterday, I think there was also, right, it was $1.7 billion in aid to Ukraine. So maybe they sent them Bitcoin. They didn't tell us what they're paying them in. Maybe they sent him some Bitcoin. Maybe they sent one of those addresses, one of those wallets to Zelensky. Said, here you go, buddy. Here's some biddies. Have some biddies. What would we want to look up here? We don't want to look up anything there. We don't need to do that. What article are we on here? Oh, we're on that Twitter. There we are. That's why. And that's it. So that's all the information that we have here. But it does. The one thing that I liked about what it said in the article was that, there is the potential that it went to an institutional account, which if it's a custody service, that's exactly what we thought was going to happen. That's what Trump said. I don't remember what Kennedy said, if he gave any specifics about that. But that was one of the things that Trump said in his speech in Nashville, was about, using what we currently have and deploying that as our reserve. So, hey, maybe you take, what was it? So it's 2/3 of it, put it in cold storage, 1/3 of it, let's do some trading. Maybe they got a degen. How cool would that be if one of the best degen traders was asked to trade on behalf of the government and they just started trading Bitcoin? Boom. I bet you'd have a pretty dope setup, to be honest with you. What do you think? Like, if you're a trader, would you trade leverage for the government with the government Bitcoins? I predict I have no idea what you're telling us. Brian, I love you. I love you guys. Oh, man. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to y'all watching the show. Thank you much. Smash the like. Let's go. Here we go. What's up, Doug? What's up, Neil? What's up, Blocky? Matthew. Mike Vollmer. Oh, we got some boys. We got some of the boys in the house. What's up, y'all? Oh, I see Gary the Lizard. Thank you for smashing the like, Gary. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right. Here is another article that I wanted to pull up here. This one is about Ethereum. U.S. Ethereum ETFs see fourth straight day of outflows. According to the latest data, the 9 U.S.-based Ethereum exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, as we know, experienced their fourth consecutive day of outflows on Monday, amounting to a 98.24 million reduction. These outflows have pushed the cumulative net inflow into the negative, amounting to a sum of minus $439.64 million since July 23rd. The U.S. Ether ETFs faced another day of outflows, according to data from sosovalue.xyz. What a great website name, Soso Value. So value. I guess, and most of it all originating from Grayscale's Ethereum Trust, ETHE. The biggest gainer on Monday was BlackRock's Ether ETF, which absorbed 58 million. Fidelity attracted 24 million, almost 25 million, and VanEck secured about 11 million. And Bitwise received 10.45 million. Grayscale Mini Ether Trust gained 4.9 million. Frank and Templeton, 2.52. There you go. They got theirs. Everybody got a little chunk. Here's another article. We thought that was interesting. This one was in Forbes, and it was one of those Forbes ones that you could actually read, which doesn't typically happen. But interesting. Elon Musk, man, what a bozo. He had every fucking opportunity to show up to the Bitcoin conference, and he didn't. What a bozo. I still like X, Elon. I still like X. Elon Musk suddenly breaks his silence on Bitcoin after issuing a shock US dollar destruction warning that could trigger a crypto price boom. I love Forbes, by the way. If you've never heard me talk about Forbes and their title of choices, they are amazing at hitting just about every SEO keyword you could imagine. Every single one of them. Usually they'll list like 5 cryptos in their articles, but let's go through this one. Elon Musk, the billionaire chief executive of Tesla, has mostly steered clear of Bitcoin and crypto comments following the Bitcoin price crash in 2022. Let's see. We're coming back, though. Hit 70 the other day. I think we're getting ready to do a little bit of a rebounce and then go back up. I do think there's some merit in Bitcoin and maybe some other crypto, he said in an interview broadcast on YouTube. I'm sort of got a soft spot, the meme-based Bitcoin rival Dogecoin, because I like dogs and memes, he said. Musk helped the Bitcoin price surge 2021, pulling Dogecoin and the wider crypto market with it when he added $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin to Tesla's balance sheet, but they sold a bunch off. He still holds almost 10,000 Bitcoin, but nearly $650 million on the balance sheet. Yep, there you go. The circle will be complete, Musk posted to X in March, alongside an image linking X with his old payments company that became PayPal. So we understand that at some point crypto's coming to X, right? Everybody knows it. It's, the rumor around everybody talks about it, but at some point it's going to come here. And the only question that everybody wonders is, what's the payment going to be native to? Is it going to be Dogecoin? Is it going to be stablecoin? I mean, is he going to start something new for it? Who knows? And if somebody knows, that'd be great. I don't know at this point, and I haven't really looked in a while, but I haven't heard. And I feel like that's something that we would hear immediately. That would be all over X. But if I missed it somehow, then sheesh. Let's see. I see some chats here. Let's look at this one right here. The Pussy Monster burn is fast approaching. Waiting on that for sure. Yowza, guys. We'll make sure that we talk about that when we get into some of our coins here. So you're not going to want to miss that. We are going to not only look at coin market cap, but we'll open deck screeners. So if you got some contract addresses that you want me to look at, make sure you drop them in the chat. If you're at YouTube, you can do that. If you're on X, there is still a chat that I will see. So make sure you put it in there, drip the contract address, not just the coin name. It would be good to have both, to be honest with you. But if there's a contract address, I will take a look at that on YouTube. That's not for anybody else to go buy anything. Like I wouldn't, because we're just looking at contract addresses here. We're not connecting wallets, nothing like that. So if that's something you want us to look at, or you want me to take a look at, I will do that. I will take a look for sure. All right. Let's see. We were on the article about Elon. And let's see. And then I wanted to just make sure that, hey, this is what I do sometimes, is just check Crypto Panic. Anything popping. 14 minutes ago. Let's just refresh. 14 minutes ago is the last thing. Any other headlines we got to know? Microsoft down 7% after their earnings. That stinks for that. CryptoQuant CEO unveils Bitcoin bull market timeline. Boo! Mt. Gox repayments having no impact on the Bitcoin price. Crypto tax reporting guide. The IRS does not rule. Strategic Bitcoin reserve to be funded partly by revaluing Fed's gold draft bill shows. All right. Well, now we can see, because none of us, we actually didn't see the bill when Loomis. Here, let's click on this. Let's see what this one says here. U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve to be funded partly by revaluing Fed's gold draft bill shows. The office of Senator Loomis, who proposed the strategic reserve at the Bitcoin National Conference on Saturday, shared a draft of the legislation with CoinDesk. Let's see. The plan proposes establishing a Bitcoin purchase program up to 200,000 Bitcoin over a 5-year period. Let's see. How are they going to revalue the gold? That's interesting. Bitcoin Act of 2024, the Treasury Secretary would establish a centralized network of secure Bitcoin storage facilities distributed across the U.S., selecting the locations for the vaults based on a comprehensive risk assessment, prioritizing geographic diversity, security, and accessibility. Buzzwords. They're hitting them all. The U.S. Treasury would establish a Bitcoin purchase program, like we were talking about, for a total of 1 million, according to the draft. The Bitcoin would be held for at least 20 years and could only be disposed of for the purpose of paying off federal debt. After that, no more than 10% of the assets could be sold during any 2-year period. I mean, diamond hand, baby. The U.S. wants to diamond hand that Bitcoin. I mean, I think I'm okay with that. I think, again, that's something that I've been talking about and thinking about. And I feel like people probably agree, right? Is that we are going to see the adoption of governmental crypto, right? Like of governments being in crypto, right? Like it's going to come in three approaches. It's going to be institutional, it's going to be retail, and governmental. And we're seeing the governmental side happen. We've been seeing it, right? Like El Salvador, like, and maybe some other countries that are smaller countries that some cryptos have worked on and have gotten into the ecosystem there. But as far as main cryptos, and a country like the U.S. having a 1 million Bitcoin reserve, I mean, that'd be crazy to think. I mean, that just, you got to think what that does to the price, right? Like that then turns the supply shock into something much greater than most people anticipated, right? And you probably see like some of the OGs and traditional people like, no, like that's what I meant, man. That's what I meant by like, that million. You're like, who? Someone just said some crazy price prediction. Who was it? Let's see. Was it Sailor? I think it was Sailor. 13 million is the Bitcoin base case. How do you get 13 million by 2045? The price of Bitcoin, he says, is going to be bear case 3 million, bull case 49 million, base case 13 million. So probably somewhere between the bear and the base would be like realistic. So 7 or 8 by 2045. Golly, that's crazy. That's crazy to think, but it's not far off to think when you have governments start to now have reserves that, all right, so say we've got 1 million Bitcoin. Remember, there's like going to be like 18 by the time it's all said and done with what's been lost. That's like a pretty big part of the supply. And if it's not going anywhere, I mean, that's how you get some supply shock, because it's not going to just be the United States that does that. That's why that whole being a whole coiner thing, I think, becomes more important now than ever before, knowing where the potential of this to go, because there will be competing nations for who's got a larger stockpile, because the price is just going to keep going up and up. You can't make more. You can't make more. That's interesting to think, guys. Like if the countries really just, if this becomes like in a positive way, like the nuclear arms race, right? Like where it was just like who's going to have the biggest, baddest arsenal. So who's going to have the most Bitcoin? Remember, hold on to those coins. Don't leverage trade them away. JChains, don't do it. Not this time. We're not going to do it this time. And I hope you don't either. Trade responsibly. That's what we do now. There's no need to give your coins away cheaply. All right. Speaking of coins, it is time to get into looking at some coins. Let's first do one of my favorite things to do here is to look at the CoinStats website for its absolutely more dramatic fear and greed index thermal gauge, whatever you want to call it there. Currently sitting at a 67 in greed. I say that. Ooh, nope. We're changing. We're pivoting today. We're done. The now here we go is way more dramatic on coin market cap, which is interesting because usually if this is a 61, then coin stats should be like 49. It should be like way off. It's usually way more dramatic. I love going with it because it is way more dramatic like that. But here you go, coin market cap sitting at a 61 greed. We are like a skosh away from getting into like the neutral territory where it's really anyone's guess where we're going to go. As you can see, we're kind of on a downtrend from our high here in the extreme greed in April. So, or you could say maybe we're back on our way up, which I freaking hope that we are. But I remember, I think in our short term, and we'll get to this on the chart here in a second, but I think that we're going to see it go down first before we see it go back up. And I think that that's going to be the required move that we need. Now, a lot of people talked about high 50s. You could probably make a case for that. Like, it doesn't look very hard. I haven't looked at the volume like AJ likes to. I probably should put that on where you put on the range vol profile, the ranging volume profile. I think that's what it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about, the thing inside, where you can see, exactly where, we've got some money sitting and ready to go. So we'll look at some of that stuff at definitely some other point here shortly here in the show. But for now, coin market cap. Whole market is down 2.34%. So this is remember if we are on our way down, this is the time to start looking at the coins that you wanted one more time and you're like, golly, when this thing pumped the other day, I really wanted to add a few more coins to my bag and I just missed the ball on it. But now might be your opportunity. So you got Bitcoin sitting at 65.9. I have got I've got an order sitting in, like I was talking about. I've got one sitting at like a 57, the low 57s, and then I've got a couple kind of layered up, in between 63. I think it's 63.6. So we'll see kind of how it plays out and where it goes, but we'll play that game, and hopefully we'll play it right. Bitcoin 65.9, probably about to get over to 66 here. You got Ethereum at 32.6. BNB at 573. Those things are pretty much down. And with Solana 178, we saw that thing about 180 something the other day, which is pretty cool. Going to be nice to see that thing in the $1,000 range very soon. We all know that. XRP up 2.27% today at 62 cents. Nice to see that one pump. Let's see what else is pumping. Speaking of that, you got BOEM, MOG, Caspa, XRP, Mantra, Aave. Any opportunities? That's what we're hunting. We're like when we're looking at the new drops on like the decentralized exchanges or the DEXs, if you will, on the Solana exchanges, when we're trying to shrimp opportunities. We ain't trying to shrimp today. We're just trying to do little scoops. So let's hit this again. We got PopCat down 8.5%. I didn't or 8.28%. I didn't get into that. Jupiter. I think Jupiter's going to probably not really get into my portfolio. I'm not really the exchange coin guy anymore. I got toasted on that before. Obviously you guys know my story about BNB where I sold them all at $8 thinking I was a champ. And then the thing ripped up to like $500 a couple weeks later. It was terrible. That was one of my biggest crypto regrets, was selling my BNB tokens way too early. And then I thought, well, shit, let's go big on KuCoin. That would, because like there was like, I think after BNB was, I can't remember what the next exchange token was that kind of experienced a little pump. So I was like, well, fuck that. Let's get onto the KuCoin, the KCS, the KuCoin shares token. Yeah. That thing did absolutely nothing. So I'm not really an exchange token guy anymore. It's not my jam, but to each their own. But we've got some decent catching up to do after today. So this would be some nice gains. I mean, this is almost like, if you got stable coin, right? If you got some dry powder, this is just free money for when the market comes back, right? But if it continues to go down, That's why it's good to have layered buys in or have your price targets, whatever floats your boat, right? You got to have an investment strategy. You know what you're doing. You're a big boy or a big girl. I don't need to tell you that. You understand the drill. But there are some opportunities here. I like bread on based at under 13 cents. I think that one's going to do some big numbers, especially we talked about this the other day. I would like to talk to some people that are really big into the Brett ecosystem, that know a lot more also about kind of like that fund where they're really trying to bring in a lot of mass adoption, right? I think it's like I don't remember if it's like 25 or 50 million, something like that, but it's earmarked for bringing in people into that ecosystem specifically. And so I would like to learn more about that, because I think that's fantastic that, they're targeting, specifically people probably easier to use apps or dApps or whatever it's going to be into our ecosystem, because that's what we need. That's what we talked about. Mass adoption is not about a certain amount of number of people. It is about the technology being used without us having to talk about it every day. That thing. Beam. Damn it. Well, at this point, it's so cheap. Like anything that it goes down is like a big number. So down almost 5% today. If add to your bag if you like. I'm not. I'm waiting for that thing to go up. Solana, that thing's been on a tear. Still up 3.3% on the week. Dog whiff 2.3. That is definitely a $3 at least coin for now until everything rips. I think that's going to be a well-performing meme coin on the Solana ecosystem, right? Like I think every ecosystem is their top meme coin is going to perform very well, because that's just how it's going to work. So you cannot usually go wrong, but make sure that you get out at some point and then get into more of a project that whether you have more of a conviction in, or maybe you are going to store it in your long-term sack, stuff like that, and not your ball sack, long-term sack, boys. Your crypto holdings. Ondo down 4% today, 94 cents. That thing is a steal. I think it's had such a hard time getting back up over $1. Let's take a look at this one really quick. I don't understand why this thing is having such a hard time. I know this thing was on a nice little tear for a while. Probably was due for a healthy correction, I guess, to be honest with you. So definitely back in February was about 9 cents up to showing here 145. What do we see here? We're on the left. 148. So definitely pulled some numbers. And so just, part of the accumulation time, just doing its thing, little rumble roar, making their partnerships. They've got what just came out. Was it something with Pith? And then another one. I know I've been following the tweets about it, but some things have been happening. So keep your eyes open. Maybe it says over here. Ondo start pumping. That's right. So they were listed on OKX. We talked about that yesterday. And then Ondo start pumping. That's funny. That's it. That's all that's showing up. So those are the two things that I remember. I guess maybe major that's been with Ondo as of recently. I wonder if you guys can hear that. I probably should not bang on the desk. But what you could do is bang on that like. All right. I see that we got a Doug the Duck, my guy. All right. I see that we've got a contract address in there. We'll check that one in just a second here. We're going to head on over to Deck Screener in just a second, but just want to make sure shout out everybody that is in here. Shout out to everybody. I see Brian. He dropped a CA as well. Appreciate you. Thank you, gentlemen, for monitoring and modding, ladies and gentlemen, monitoring and modding the chat. What's up, Carrie? I see you, my G. There we go. All right, let's head back on over here to CoinMarketCap. Let's see if there's any steals and deals on the week. Remember, we got to zoom it out a little bit. Celestia, if you want it. Starknet, if you want it. I don't want any of these right now. None of these are ones that maybe some dog whiff down 10%. Actually, there's probably, if I've got some something on the Solana ecosystem that I want to deploy, I am probably going to get a couple other things like some more Gotti. So remember, make sure that you tune into the morning show. We're giving away $100 of Gotti every single morning during the live show, typically at the end of it. So it's going to be around 10 a.m. But be there for the whole show because you got to answer a trivia question to win, to claim your prize. You don't actually have to do that. That's just to get you to show up. IMX down 7.76% on the week. That's one of those ones that we're holding the bag of for the long term. Same thing with VeChain, down almost 8% on the week, down to 2.5 pennies. You could probably pick up a whole bag of VeChain. I know that there's probably some people who've lost their faith in VeChain. There's a lot of people who've lost their faith in a lot of projects that haven't moved. I think that VeChain is going to have a really good future. So that's one that I've got a long-term play, fam, VFam. Long-term conviction, and that is a long-term play. Hashtag VFam is everything that I meant to say. All right. Let's go on over to the deck screener. And then also, I got to pull up YouTube over here so I can copy and paste those contract addresses from you. So this is your time if you've got one. Well, I guess we've got enough, man. We've probably got enough that'll run us through. So we're good. So never mind. We'll take what's in the chat. And then this way, nobody's got to check anything out and make sure that it's not nefarious. All right, give me 1 second. Let me go over to the live here so I can copy those in just a minute here. There we go. All right. That is back up. Let's pick up our favorites first, though, really quick. Pussy Monster, we were talking that one just a little bit ago. That is a no stranger to the show, no stranger to the community and what we've been doing and what they're talking about. Has definitely seen a little bit of a correction, which is fantastic. This is a wonderful opportunity to get it at a $1.8 million market cap versus a $3 million market cap. So there's a lot of things that are happening here. This is the probably, I want to say the days are numbered. I don't know the schedule of the token burn, but it's going to be a 25% of the circulating supply, which is 100% of the whole thing. It is, I think, valued at like 700,000. I think the last time I saw the meme from the Pussy Monster account when they are promoting the supply burn. But Justin has he has bought it all up himself and he's going to burn it. And at this point, as the price has gone up, it's worth at one point like I said, 700, at least 700,000. And that is only going to supply shock that particular project. It's got a great story behind it. It's two comic book characters, Pussy and Monster, and they fight like homelessness and human trafficking in Atlanta. And so, like I said, it's a comic. They have, I believe, a comic series coming out. Totally dope merch line. This sweatshirt that I'm actually wearing, it says "Get Money." The back of it is super dope. It is one of theirs, and you can get it on their website. I don't have the link, but I can get it for you. Most of you, y'all can slide into the DMs. You can actually here. Let's just do this. I will drop the. Let's see here. I am going to drop the website in the chat there. So you guys can go to it and then just go to the merch and you can get what you're looking for. They've got hats, hoodies, some cool backpacks. I just want to have a conversation with Justin and Spaceman, and then I'm going to be doing a giveaway. That is a couple I got 2 backpacks, a t-shirt, a polo shirt. They got stickers and all that kind of stuff with them. Super cool. But this is the website. They were also one of the sponsors of my fight. And so I've got a fun relationship with them. And, it's something that I believe in what they're doing. I've met Justin. You guys have heard the spiel, but if anybody new is listening, I've met him several times. I've been to his shop. He's been to our shop. And so he also owns the Bitcoin ATM machines. And so he is a crypto guy. He is a businessman. He owns like 800 other ATM machines and another ATM business. And so he's like he's just a solid freaking dude, right? And so this is his project, and he's got a great team around him. And again, they're really close to me, so it's pretty cool that I've had a chance. Not too often do you get a chance to actually meet the the founders of the team, the devs, and all that kind of stuff of your favorite projects. But they are here local, and we're going to be doing a lot of things together moving forward. I got a really cool opportunity to link up with the guys from the Atlanta Blockchain Center while I was in Nashville, and we had a great conversation. Why isn't Atlanta more widely known as a blockchain friendly city? And so our whole goal is to start working together and make it a little bit more exciting out here, and maybe have a little bit more opportunity, bring more to us, and so this way we can have a fun time here locally and bring more people in. So I look for that sometime in the future. That was just a little side note, other than always hanging out with and I think we got to start doing local meetups anyway. Shout out to all the local Atlanta folks, and anybody who watching. If you're watching, appreciate you for doing so. Thank you so much. All right, let's go back to this. So this was the daily chart. So like I said, great opportunity, knowing that this is about ready to go. 25% supply in a total burn. And I think they've got a marketing campaign launching this week. If it's not this week, it's going to be next week, with some pretty big influencer people, some KOLs in the space. So make sure you get your tokens now before other people do, because that is going to be a great time to do it. Boom, 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 boom. Here's my famous Squid Grow, as you guys know, also a sponsor of my fight. That was back in May. And since then, it has just been great to get to know Shib and the whole team. You got Tina, met a number of people from their organization in the several interactions now that we've had. He was also in Nashville. Got to see him not only at the conference, but at the Karate Combat event. He is a great guy. He is definitely one that puts a lot of passion into his projects, right? And knowing that Silent Swap's getting ready to launch, that is a multi-chain, private, secure DEX swap, basically. That's going to be awesome, right? And I believe the Squid Grow token itself is on Ethereum as well as BNB, so that's what makes it multi-chain. So two chains that a lot of people touch. And so I don't know what the plan is to integrate additional into that, but that's something that we've had Shib on before, and we'll do it again as they get closer to their actual launch, so that it times out well. Because that's something that privacy is one of those forgotten arts. A lot of us that have been in the space for a while, that's one of the reasons that drew us in, and it's kind of been forgotten. But at the same time, I've talked about this yesterday, where you trade that kind of that privacy for convenience, right? You think about some of the times where you've traded your privacy for convenience. I use the example of having my Clear membership. That is where I've given up my iris scans and my fingerprints in order to basically skate right into the airport. Now I say that, and the problem is, here in Atlanta, the clear lane has definitely filled up, and sometimes it's even longer than general boarding. Now, however, they've got this thing called the digital ID, which I signed up for, and that just I don't know, it just asked me if I wanted to sign up for it, and I did, and it linked everything all together, right? And so now I think it's just straight through Delta. So now that line is even shorter than Clear, what that even used to be several months ago. So if you get a chance to do the digital ID, and one other thing, I think it's just digital ID, and then that'll just zip you right through. So if you don't like spending a whole lot of time at the airport, it's like, I'm the type of guy that when I get to the airport, I want to get through security. I want to possibly go grab depending on the length of the flight, a little snack. Definitely a beer, right? Yeah, everybody's got to have an airport beer, unless you don't drink, and I respect that. But if you do, you've got to have an airport beer, because that's just a priority. And then you go get yourself, if you didn't get a snack there, get yourself a little snacky snack for the flight. Usually I like peanut butter M&Ms. That's a great little one. And then you get on the plane and you go. I don't like hanging out at the airport for hours. I've never liked that. I don't like it. So that's why I, traded the privacy and convenience that most people ultimately afforded by not signing up for Clear, to sign up for it, because I wanted to go faster. So that was a long-winded way of saying trading privacy convenience. All right, here's another one. We were actually, so we looked about this on Coin Market Cap, but here we'll look at this chart. This I had originally gotten this before we started looking at on the main cap page on the Coin Market Cap or the Coin Geckos. But this is again a token and a coin that, as a meme coin, is going to do very well. It is going to be the largest meme coin, most likely on the base ecosystem. There are several other that are going to do well. I'm not saying that others won't do well, but this one I think is going to do the most. So if you haven't gotten some base, that doesn't mean if you've missed the opportunity. Just pay attention to the price, find your entry point, and get in. If that's something that floats your boat. But do your research, right? Always do your own research. Oh damn, we had the Pussy Monster website open. Ha ha ha. Thank you. I forget that. I forget that it doesn't change by itself. I got to figure that setting out so that it'll change by itself. That would make things a lot better for you guys. And then potentially me, because then I won't have to be cognizant of that. I didn't change the screen share website. So my bad. I appreciate you guys. Here's the Brett price. I don't know how far we went into. So we were, so you never saw Squid grow, right? Here's the Squid grow chart. So as you can see, this one also a pretty good buying opportunity. Had a couple days up as we ran through July, and then as July got through and we got to August, had a nice little pullback. So pullbacks are always healthy. People move on, and ebbs and flows and all that stuff, and so it leaves opportunity for people to come in that have conviction in the play. So if you understand what Shib is and who he is and what he's done and what he's looking to accomplish, and know that he's got some pretty good resources, and that's a solid opportunity for you to get in, knowing that it's at a lower point that it was than a while ago. But this is, and we're seeing prices from back in March where we're seeing it right now. So it pretty much, you missed the big pump that took it up, but you could you get back in now before the bull run starts. And I'm telling you, when Silent Swap comes out, that'll be one to get. All right, we were looking at Brett. Oh, this is my guys here, Brett Gold. They were in Nashville as well. That's Keith. And they had a whole crew. You guys know Carter. If you listen to the morning show, Carter's been in and out. He hasn't been there in a while, but Carter, my guy, Turbo was there. They were representing the Brett Gold. This chart right here is looking all right. It's got some ups and some downs, and so it's healthy. It's not, you see a lot of the meme coins, they end up dragon tailing out, or dinosaur tail, or whatever you like to call it. But this, when they have activity going up, and yeah, it's gone down a little bit, but we've seen kind of the market, the ebbs and flows of the market, right? And so knowing that, say, volume hasn't gone quite up as high as it did maybe when they launched, that's because, again, a lot of things have gone down since. And so I wouldn't take that for really anything other than face value, and knowing that this community's solid, they're vocal, they're active, and you got to figure it, and go into the community and figure out the things that they're into. And if that's stuff you're into, those are the things that people can get behind, and that's ultimately becomes your community, right? If you've been looking for something to get into, you're like, damn, this crypto stuff's pretty cool. You find out the things that you like to do, right? So you're like, oh, this little meme is cool. And then you find out, oh, so these guys, they'll go to conferences, and maybe they'll have a bag of gummies at the party, and they'll hand you one, and say, like, have on behalf of the Bread Cold team, thanks for being a holder, that stuff. It's rewards like that, and we'll say rewards, but utility like that, that being in these communities affords you, right? And so knowing that there are communities that pretty much service any interest group out there, that's what people need to do, is find that community and the people that they like, and things that they enjoy, and then you invest in those communities, because that's ultimately doing the things that you want to do, and you have a good time, and you meet new friends, and who knows what comes from it, right? You might make some business. Here we go. Here's the chart we've been looking for. Last but not least, here's the Gotti chart. As you can see, this one had a ripping and a roaring June, and then into July, and this thing was on a tear. Since then, been on a sell-off. But we do know, after talking to M-Kid, he's been in the show. He has been hanging out with us every day, and I appreciate him very much. So we know that our exposure rate, excuse me, the exposure rate has gone way down in Gotti. And so, in the beginning, just like most coins, right? Like, to get the word out, a lot of coins have given out to people. And so you find out who the faithful are. From what I understand, there are a handful of people who never sold the tokens that were given to them. The tokens that were given to me, I've never sold. I got a few more this morning to start doing the giveaways with. So those are on behalf of MKIT and the Gotti ecosystem to give to the community to participate, right? And so, knowing that some of the major exposure is gone, and now it's bringing in the people that want to be there. That's something that we're going to see. He took the supply down from 50,000 down to just under 40,000. So another one, much like, Pussy Monster, where they're ready to see a 25% supply shock. This is not as high, but who's to say that that's not going to continue to go on? So currently you got Gotti at 941. It's down 16% on the day. That to me, it's just like any other coin. Like, you're going to see it come back. It's not, this one is not down and out. And that I know, because, I talk to the founder every single day. So I know the community is strong. Again, it's the exposure. It's the free tokens that were given out, people taking profits and moving on. And that's absolutely fine. There is no shame in that. There is no shame in the sell. It's great, because then you ultimately get the people that want to be there. People were replaced in the crypto world like that. It's okay, right? It's part of the community. It's a revolving door. It's not a problem. So those are the ones that I got. All right, let's go. We got a few minutes. Let's look. Let me go to the comments here. All right. Brian Bootyhead, you got the first one. That was the first one that I saw in there. Cat dog. Oh, this is funny. Oh, damn. Dog. You guys got to start getting us in on these like early on. But this is one that potentially could be good to get in. $47 million market cap. They got $669 million in liquidity, or $668,000 in liquidity. Jeepers creepers. About 100 million in circulating supply. All of it is out. You got 1.83 pooled Solana. All right. Cat dog. We need a theme song. Do they have a theme song? Someone needs to create a theme song for Cat Dog. I like that. That's a funny, because it's like a hot dog and it's a cat dog on the circle one, but they got their McDonald's hats here. That's pretty funny. All right, what's the next one? I'm not suggesting that anybody invest in any of these coins, by the way. We're just looking at, these are community picks. These are coins that are coming in from the community. Just so y'all know. All right, we're gonna need to get a few more likes, so make sure that you guys smash the like. I started scrolling up right as something came in, and I said we're gonna need to see some more likes so somebody doesn't get in trouble. So, all right, Brian, here is another one that you had listed. Orc on Sol. Okay, this thing could be taking the same style correction as this right here before going on a rip. What do we got here? A $9.91 million on the market. You got 354K in liquidity. Also 100 million just abouts there in circulation, 100% of it. Okay. I'd say that's a good looking chart. If this one continued to go up, this would be a good opportunity to get it, because it kind of feel like the dumping, it's seen its bottom. The sell-off has seen its bottom, and so this could be the time that it goes back up. So ORC, very interesting. Appreciate the picks, fam. Appreciate the picks. I thought there was another CA. It was the duck one. What's it called? Doug the Duck. Oh, we still have it from last time. There we go. So we don't have to worry about the CA. Still got it lined up from last time. There you go. All right. Well, I know you probably were in early on that one, so that went well. It's not flatlined, which is fantastic. This is from the beginning of June, so that's good. It's made it through. It's not gone any lower. Currently at one of probably the lower times in this potential Doug the Duck coming in from Duck. Now, let me ask you a question, Doug. Are you the Duck? Are you Doug the Duck? Are you Doug the Duck? That is the question of the day. And then the hamster. Somebody had said something about that. Hamster on Soul. No. I don't know if that's it. We would need the contract address for that one as well. Did we want to look at anything else? Was that it? I think that was it. I think that's all of it. I think that's the day. Phew, what a day. Y'all are awesome. Yeah, that'll do it. That was fun. What Trump coin should I buy? I don't even know. I haven't looked at any of those political coins, not a single one of them. That is not, I feel like you've got to have that as your specialty, right? You got to know what's popping. You got to know, you got to be paying attention. That's got to be your world. The political coins, that's not my realm. I'm not into them. I haven't bought a single one of them, and that's fine. There's plenty of opportunities. So I don't know the Trump one. But best of luck to you on your political coin picks. That's going to do it for today. I appreciate y'all for being here. Make sure that you smash the like. If you are watching on YouTube, there was they needed one or two more. So just do it. Just smash the like. If you're watching on X, go ahead and just tap the heart. It's that easy. Repost the video out, tag some friends, let them know, hey, this guy's giving away $100 tomorrow morning to someone in the space. It only helps your odds, right? By you being there and your friends being there, it's only going to help you. So that's how the buddy system works. So make sure that you guys tune in 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning for Web3 Breakfast. I am out of here. Do something great tonight. Make yourself better. You will appreciate it. Your people around you will appreciate it. And pretty soon, I don't know. You'll be feeling better, and you'll be feeling better because the bull market's coming. I'm in bullish mode. It's coming. It's coming like anytime now. I think if you look at, that's why we were going to look at the Bitcoin chart. We'll look at it tomorrow. But when you zoom out on the Bitcoin chart, you look at the accumulation zone that we've been in. It's been quite some time. It's been since March, and so we'll look at that tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a good night. I am out of here. Ciao for now, babies.